This is a continuation of last Sunday's family dinner where I made spatchcock chicken. For tonight's meal, we're going to reuse some key ingredients from that last meal to save some time and money. Join me in the kitchen and let's get started. Tonight's menu brings together Mexican-style flavors for my wife and I, including chicken enchiladas, made up of the leftover chicken from the other night, a Suizas sauce, a chamorro fried rice dish that I made a while back that I'll turn into kind of a Mexican-style rice, and watermelon left over from our previous salad that we'll use in an agua fresca for something cool and refreshing. Enchiladas are so easy and delicious, and the key to enchiladas is in the sauce. Tonight, I'll be making a Suiza sauce that combines tomatillos with sauteed white onion and jalapeno, yellow peppers, garlic, cilantro, some corn, a little cumin, salt, and pepper. For the Suiza sauce, we're going to actually boil the tomatillos, onions, garlic, and the peppers for about 10 minutes. We're really looking for those tomatillos to go from that green color to kind of a khaki or olive color. Now that our tomatillos, onions, and peppers have been boiling for 10 minutes, you can see the color has really dimmed on those and we're ready to pull them out. So we'll turn this off. Scoop all this off with my little handy spider strainer. Then we'll move it over to the blender. We'll move this into the blender. Tomatillos, peppers, onions, and garlic. And we'll blend it up. The main items blended, it's time to add our finishing ingredients, cilantro, all of our spices. Pop that in for just a little bit longer. We'll give it a quick last second blend with some Mexican crema and some heavy cream. While the tortillas cook, let's look at the enchiladas filling ingredients. You will need the shredded chicken from the other night, corn, garlic, some onions, red or yellow peppers, even green peppers are fine. This is the total amount of cheese we'll need for the whole meal. Some of this will go into the filling and some of this will go on top.
To make the enchiladas, we have to start with the tortillas. I like to use uncooked tortillas from the store, then toast them up in a cast iron pan, flipping halfway through to ensure even browning. Before we start the filling, let's get our oven preheated to 350 degrees. For the filling, we start by adding some oil to a pan over medium heat and sautéing white onion and the peppers for 4 to 5 minutes until softened. Let me emphasize the use of white onions here for Mexican cooking, as their sharper flavor really shines through in everything from enchiladas to guacamole. Once the onions are softened, add the corn, cilantro, and the spices, sauté for another few minutes to cook the starchy flavor out of the corn, then add garlic for another minute, and finally the shredded chicken. A few minutes more and you can turn off the heat, and while the pan is still warm, toss with some cheese, sour cream, Mexican crema, and some of your enchilada sauce. With the filling complete, it is time to assemble the enchiladas. Oil a 9x13-inch baking pan with cooking spray, and then spread a thin layer of the Suiza sauce across the bottom of the pan to help prevent the enchiladas from sticking and to wrap them up on all sides with cozy sauce flavor. With the pan ready, hold a tortilla in one hand, add a small scoop of the filling, sprinkle with a little cheese, roll up your enchilada and place it seam side down into the sauce at the bottom of the baking pan. Repeat this for all of your tortillas, tucking them in tightly next to one another in the pan. Once your pan is full, spread the remaining Suiza sauce over the enchiladas. Be sure to cover all the exposed tortillas with the sauce to prevent them from burning while the enchiladas bake. Finish up by topping with the rest of your shredded cheese and a drizzle of the Mexican crema mixture. Congratulations, your enchiladas are now ready for the oven.
And here we go, looks delicious. There are enchiladas. We're going to let that cool down for about 10 minutes while we get the rice ready and the agua fresca, and it's time to eat. Tonight's Mexican-style fried rice is a little bit of a creative take on leftovers. Earlier in the week, I made a chamorro red rice dish, which if you don't know the name, is a rice dish from Guam, but uses many of the same flavors that you would find in Latin cuisine. So I thought it would go well with this meal. For this dish, I'll start with oil and hot wok, add a couple of scrambled eggs, and then we'll saute some vegetables to put in here, including zucchini, onion, and some poblano peppers from the garden, garlic, and of course, cilantro.
One thing I'm adding to this dish is a base of chorizo. Tonight I'm using soy chorizo. Before some of you cringed, let me be clear, we are omnivores. However, the soy chorizo tastes exactly like Mexican chorizo in my opinion, but is significantly less bad for you, so I count that as a win and I use it anytime I have a recipe calling for chorizo. Once the chorizo is cooked through, you should set it aside so it does not color the rest of the dish, and then saute whatever veggies you like. Give them a few minutes to soften, stirring frequently, and add a bit more oil if things are too dry in the pan. Once the veggies are done, I pull them out of the pan as well so I can turn up the heat to medium-high and make the fried rice. Add a little more oil as the pan heats and spread the leftover rice evenly across the pan. Always use leftover rice when making fried rice because the starchiness of the leftover rice really makes for a great texture in any fried rice dish. Let the rice sit in a hot pan undisturbed for a few minutes to allow those grains to get nice and crispy on the bottom, then gently stir to crisp up more of the grains. Once the rice is ready, add your veggies and cooked chorizo back into the pan, then add in a little sauce. In this case, I had some leftover red enchilada sauce I used, but you could easily add hot sauce like Cholula or even some salsa.
And for agua fresca, we really just need watermelon. We're going to muddle lime in the bottom of a glass, muddle some mint leaves with it, and we're going to blend that. Before we do that, we're going to blend that watermelon and some sugar together in a blender. Open the watermelon. It's already got a ton of liquid in it, so that's pretty well good to go. We'll add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of water. Blend this up for a quick minute. And then when we make our final drinks, we'll muddle some lime and mint in the bottom of a glass. Pour our Fresca on top. Quick stir, and we are ready to go into a glass with ice.
Everything's done, so let's see it all assembled with our enchiladas, our Mexican-style fried rice, and the agua fresca.
And with that, our little Mexican dish made with leftover ingredients is done, and it looks delicious.
Time to sit as a family and have dinner. Visit mylegacycooking.com for all these recipes and more. Bon appetit, everyone.